What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Game Week FC. My name's Travis. This is my brother Parker. We're going to talk to you guys about our favorite bets for this weekend, okay? Let's get straight into it. EPL Week 3.
Go.
Actually, you know what? Let's start. I want to show you guys our records from last week and the previous week. So this is what happened last week, okay? It was okay week, no losses. So we actually ended up on top of the bookies this past week. So I went 6-4. Parker went 5-5. Overall records pretty even. Parker is slightly ahead of me, though I did have a good bounce back week. Favorite bets: Bowen shot on goal hit. Parker's very ambitious Cuneo goal did not hit.
But he hit the post. He had a one-on-one saved. He had a header flash wide. I mean, he should have had a hat trick in the first 15 minutes. So that one was frustrating. And you may or may not be surprised by my pick this week for Manchester United.
Yes. So yeah, we had a decent week. Parker hit some good ones. I hit some good ones. It was all in all a decent week. So we're going to keep track of that going into week 3. Now let's get to our bets. We are on Hard Rock Sports Betting, and we are going to be in with Chelsea Fulham. Parker, what do you got?
Yeah, so last week my pick was Liam Delap, and I'm going to double down on Liam Delap.
Let's see. Anytime. Where's anytime? There we go. Liam Delap, anytime, is plus 155. So Parker, that is his bet. He's going to double dip with Liam Delap. Very ambitious there. My bet for this game is not going to be a player prop. My bet for this game, everyone keeps doubting on Fulham, guys, okay? The last time I saw these odds, Fulham were plus 500 to win. I'm not going to take Fulham money line. However, I am going to take. Let's see. If you can find Fulham plus 1, I'm going to take that. Okay. So, if you can find the Asian handicap, Fulham plus 1 is much better odds than plus 1.5, which is minus 180. Plus 1's probably minus 130 or so, 125. So that is my pick. I think Fulham will make it a decent game. I don't think it's going to be easy. This is a London derby, correct, Parker?
Correct.
So don't write off Fulham, guys. They haven't lost in like 7 or 8 games straight. So moving on to our next game of the week, Man United Burnley. We have to talk about Grimsby Town, the disaster that happened yesterday.
Rumors swirling today, Friday, that Emery may resign, that United have already identified 2 potential replacement options. So United, it seemed like they had so much positive momentum coming into the season. Great, summer Premier League, what was that? Summer series, that's what it is. In the U.S., and now it's all falling apart in before week 3.
Goodness gracious. I mean, this poor guy that's got the weight of the world on his shoulders.
I mean, to be fair, they've spent $200 million in their attack. And they've scored. They haven't even scored. It was an own goal.
Oh, gosh.
So,
I mean,
boys.
If anybody bet on Grimsby Town the other day, kudos to you, because, I mean, it's just unbelievable. I can't. Right when you think everything's okay for Man United, they bottle it somehow and disappoint you. But they play Burnley this week. This is a great bounce back opportunity. Parker, what do you think is going to happen?
So I'm going to double down again. Matheus Cunha will score this time.
Incredible.
United must have a response in this game, and they will. Shesko will start. Cunha will play in that left-sided 10 position, and he will thrive. United roll.
Yeah. That is what everybody thinks. Well, maybe not now after the Grimsby match, but I do lean towards that route. I do think Man United need to win this game. They have to. This could be the biggest game of their season right now. This will decide how their season's going to go. But I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to go. I think the first half is going to be very cagey. So I'm going to go first half total goals under 1.5 at -185.
I don't hate that. I thought you were going down the road of 0-0, and I think
No.
United they score in the first half for sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to take them some time to, get over themselves. I think mentally, I think it's going to take them some time to kind of break through the rust from and disappointment of the previous game. So I think it is going to be a low scoring game, but I do think the second half is going to be there's going to be a lot more goals. So if you want to do you can either do first half under 1.5, or if you want to do like first half total goals or second half total goals over 1.5, that might even be a better route to go. Because I do think United will score more goals in the second half. So I think it's going to be a low scoring first half, high scoring second half. Bottom line, if you take either of those routes, I think they could be good bets. Okay, moving on to the next game. We got Wolverhampton versus Everton. What do you got?
So I'm gonna go for the third game in a row at player prop. Give me Strand Larson. He scored midweek in their Carabao Cup game, and I think that is what he needed to kind of kickstart his season.
I actually really like that at plus 195. You could ride that momentum. He could start scoring goals now.
Yep.
I mean, Everton's got a good defense, so I don't know. Some people think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but
Yes,
uh,
but you got to think Strand Larson, the player type that he is. He's big. He's physical. He'll have no problem combating
yeah,
that big Everton defense.
yeah. I do lean slightly towards Wolves in this game. Everton, they won on Jack Grealish's debut. Yippee yay, yippee ya. Wolves need to win this game. They haven't won this season yet, and I think they really need to put in a good performance. I'm not going to pick any winner, but I am going to pick goals. I'm going to put both teams to score yes. I think there's going to be goals in this game. And I think those are pretty good odds, honestly. -110 for both teams to score. Could be a 1-1 game. Could be 2-1 to either side. But I think the amount of goals in this game are underestimated. So those are our picks for that game. Moving on to the next one. I'll start on this one. Tottenham Bournemouth. I talked about it in our previous video on correct scores. I do think this is a boogie match for Tottenham. And I'm tempted to take Bournemouth double chance in this game because they're just an awkward team. Thomas Frank, against teams like Man City, he'll play like a 3-5-2, 5-3-2 and play counterattack ball. And then against teams like Burnley, they'll be very dominant and press. But Bournemouth is a team in the middle. They're not quite Burnley. They're not quite Man City. They've got speed. They've got good attackers that can score. So I'm not sure. I'm tempted to take it. I'm not going to in this video. However, I am going to take a Bournemouth player prop, and that's going to be, goodness gracious, I have to go through all this. Let's see. Anyways, my pick is a Semenyo shot on target. Let's see if I can find it here. Wow, they really make this really easy to find shots on target. Jeez.
Well, while you're looking for that, I'll go ahead and pick mine. You kind of just psyched me out of my pick a little bit because I think you're right. I think Bournemouth is a mid-caliber team compared to what we've seen Tottenham face so far in their first three competitive games of the season in PSG, City, and Burnley. I think coming off a big win on the road against City too, it's a concern. But I'm gonna stick with my pick and say Tottenham money line.
Okay. All right, so I looked. The odds for Semenyo one shot on target was minus 240, and Bournemouth plus 1.5 was also minus two something. So forget what I just said. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go double chance tire Bournemouth. Whatever. Screw
Wow.
it.
Wow.
Because minus two. The last time I checked, Semenyo shot on target was on DraftKings. It was like minus 180. So those are drastically different odds. So I'm not going to do that. So tire Bournemouth. That's my pick.
Okay.
Don't doubt the cherries. All right, remove next game. Sunderland Brentford. What do you got?
I'm gonna stick with my prediction from our last video. Draw.
Okay. I'm going to have something similar. I'm going to go Tino bet Brentford. I think if one team's going to win it, it's going to be Brentford. Brentford seems like they're kind of finding their ways now. And if I was going to have a player shot on target, it would be Dango Otara, 1+ shot on target at minus 195. Those are my picks. So definitely favoring Brentford on this. But I could totally see a draw happening. Sunderland are going to want to get a result as well. So I don't dislike a draw. Next up, we got Leeds, Newcastle. Parker, you got something similar in this game, right?
I do. I've gone for another draw. I just think that there's not a ton between these two teams. I think there will likely be goals in this game. So if you were not comfortable betting the draw, I don't hate both teams to score either. But we're gonna go draw.
Okay. I am on the opposite side of you. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, under 2.5. Newcastle's missing a bunch of players, missing Gordon, one of their main attackers. I think that they're going to make this a defensive battle. Leeds might have the majority of the possession, and I think Newcastle can bunker in and defend well, like they showed at Aston Villa. So I'm going to go under 2.5 goals at plus 105.
Yeah, and you raise a good point. Newcastle's very banged up. A couple injuries picked up in that Liverpool game, along with the Gordon red card. So that kind of plays into both of our projections or our predictions here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think this game will be pretty boring, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a 1-1 draw. That would satisfy
Okay.
both of our bets. But moving on to perhaps a more exciting game, Brighton Man City. What do you got?
So I'm gonna roll again with my prediction from the last video. I think Brighton get a result, so give me double chance Brighton. Minus
I do
130.
like.
That's a good number.
I do like that. Yeah, minus 130 is pretty solid for Brighton at home. Man City showing their weaknesses last game. Can Brighton pick up on them and hurt them once again? I don't know. I do lean towards either a draw or Brighton win. But there's one thing that I can't pass up on, and that is, let's see, do they not have goals on here?
What are you looking for?
Player, what in the world is this? Um, all right. Well, I don't know why Hard Rock doesn't have anytime scores on here. However,
Interesting.
last time I checked on DraftKings, Erling Haaland was plus 100 to score one goal.
Oh yeah.
Um,
If he's ever plus money, you you take that.
um, yeah, I absolutely will take Erling Haaland to score. I don't know why it's not available yet on Hard Rock, but if you can find it somewhere, Erling Haaland goal. Um, yeah, I'm shocked. So because that's not available, I'm going to pick something else just so you guys have something to see. I'm gonna go over 3.5 goals. I see this being a 2-2, 3-2 game, 3-1 game.
That's a juicy looking parlay right there.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, you could combine that, and that would be pretty awesome if it ended in 2-2. But if you can find Erling Haaland goal, guys, go check it out. Last time I checked, those plus 100 on DraftKings, but maybe they updated it, and maybe that's why it's not available now. All right, moving on to Nottingham Forest, West Ham. I'll give you mine first. We both have player props. Mine is a. Let's see. They make this so difficult. Chris Wood. This guy is still underrated. He's plus 150 to score at home against West Ham, who are shambolic at defending. They just let in, what was it, 5 goals to Chelsea?
Yeah, and I guess my pick is not going to be a surprise to anyone who's been watching. It's Dan and Doy. Unfortunately, on Hard Rock, you can't bet goal or assist. But for the sake of it, we're going to take Dan and Doy assist to Chris Wood just to wrap it all up in a nice big red bow.
Yes. He'll probably, let's see what his Dan and Doy. Why don't they have anytime scores on here? This is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, because I'm looking at the
Yeah,
wrong
you're in
one.
the wrong thing.
Dan and Doy. Okay, so yeah, plus 300 to score, and then I believe he was what plus
It's 180.
he was plus 325 to get an assist.
Oh, plus 325.
So either you could double dip and do both if you can find. I
Yeah.
know DraftKings once again. I'm saying DraftKings way too much, but they do have you can get score or assist on there. I know that. So that route for Dan and Doy could be the move, but I'm not going to pass up on Chris Wood. Best case scenario, Dan and Doy assist to Chris Wood. That would hit both of our bets. But either way, there should be a forced goal in this game against West Ham United, who are struggling at this moment.
While we're at it, if Hard Rock or DraftKings are listening, we do accept advertisements. So feel free to reach out to us.
Absolutely, we would love some bonus bets. We would not turn those down. Um, anyways, we have 2 games left, guys. This one is the big game of the weekend. Parker, what's your bet?
So my prediction in the last video was Arsenal 1-0. And I'm going to stick with that. Arsenal win. Let's do
Wow. Come on, lads. I'm a Liverpool fan, and I don't dislike it. I wouldn't bet on Arsenal money line, but I would consider double chance Arsenal. But my pick is for Arsenal to score first. Arsenal score first at plus 120. I was considering taking them as first half winners at plus 110 because last week I took their money line against Leeds first half. They are one of the best first half teams, or they were the best first half team in the league last year. And I can just totally see Arsenal getting some trash set piece goal right before halftime or early in the game and then holding on a 1-0 lead. Liverpool might score in the second half and the game ends 1-1, but I see Arsenal scoring first for some reason. So I actually love that bet. That might be my bet of the weekend. But one thing you do have to know is that Liverpool have scored first in the last two games they've played this season. They've scored first. Remember, they've gone up 2-0 in both games. So that could happen again. They do score first and then give up a goal. So I don't know, but I think it could be different this time. So those are our big picks for Arsenal, Liverpool. Moving on, we have quite a not super exciting game to finish the weekend. Struggling Aston Villa hosting somewhat informed Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have not lost, correct? They've drawn both of their games.
Believe so, yes.
I don't really know what to think of this game. You would neither team has scored many goals so far this season. But I do kind of think that there will be goals in this game. I think I have two bets. I have both teams to score, and then I have double chance Crystal Palace.
Okay. Well, I think that the draw trend is going to continue, and I hate picking this many draws. But like I think Villa are they're gonna have a similar season arc, if you will, to Crystal Palace last year. Palace started off the season god awful, and then, in the second half of the season, they were one of the best informed teams in the league. So I kind of think Villa just start off really, really slow, and but they will eventually pick up late in the season. But they're good enough to not lose games, which is why I think that we see another draw here.
Yeah, and both Parker and I agreed on. We had the idea that Villa would probably jump out into an early lead, perhaps by a goal or two goals, and we both agreed that Crystal Palace may come back into the game and either tie or snatch the game to win. We both kind of had that idea. So this game could go either way. This is a very tricky game to bet on. I personally probably wouldn't do it. I mean, you could do honestly, if I was to bet, I'd probably go risky, and I'd probably go make a parlay about, you know, first team to score, Villa, and then I would combine that with Tyre Crystal Palace, and
Yeah,
then you
I
got
mean, look,
plus five.
I obviously, if I'm giving bets out, I'm gonna take them. Um, but yeah, I think if I'm gonna be adding anything else to this game, it's gonna be out of desperation.
Yeah,
If the rest of the weekend doesn't pan out,
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
This is a game. This is a game that you live bet for fun. Okay, on your Sunday after you've exhausted. You're exhausted from betting all weekend. This is a game that you just, hey, screw it, why not?
I think it'll be a lot of people's bounce back for the Arsenal game.
Maybe, or it could just put them back down to where they started. Who knows?
Potentially.
Anyways, guys,
Hold on,
that.
bets of the week.
Oh yes, correct. Our bets for the week. Parker, let's hear yours first. I kind of hinted mine.
Yeah, so I'm gonna double down again. Last week, my bet of the week was Mateus Cunha, and it's gonna be Mateus Cunha again.
Goodness
Doubling
gracious.
down in every sense.
Let's see. Where's he at? Man United. All right, Parker, can he go 1 for 1, or is Cooney gonna let him down again? Plus 130.
Look, if you look at the my player prop statistics, week one I picked Gyökeres. He did not score. Week two I doubled down on him. He returned with 2 goals. So I'm hoping that Delap and Cunha do the same. I'm just a bit more confident in Cunha versus Burnley.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm torn between. I think my priority pick is Arsenal to score first, but I mean
That's so
Chris.
surprising as a Liverpool fan.
I visualize it happening.
Okay.
I think Arsenal just seem like a team that are better put together at this point in the season. I still think Liverpool have some growing pains. I feel like Arsenal will somehow score first, and then Liverpool will have to chase the game. Um, but yeah, it's either that or Chris Wood to score.
What's it gonna
Either of
be?
the.
What's it gonna be?
I think we can do. My main one is Arsenal score, but I just want you guys to know that Chris Wood anytime is quite a valuable bet right there at plus 150. So, um, love all three of those. Um, and yeah, guys, those are our bets for the weekend. We'll see who comes out on top after week 3. But guys, it's going to be a long season, so looking forward to the ride. And we always appreciate you guys watching our videos. And make sure to like and subscribe. That means the world to us. And guys, we'll talk to you guys next week. Okay.